Hello guys, welcome back again with me. In this video, I will give some presentation about Nukpatut. In the last video, I was giving some presentation about DHCP and ARP. And now I will give some presentation about firewall. So let's go to the presentation. So in the chapter 8, which is firewall, I will explain and practice about firewall filter, chain and if-then concept and the strategy, case study, firewall log, network time protocol, firewall and address list for firewall filter and for NAT firewall NAT, and configure the DNS server. So firewall filter chain is MikroTik has a feature called firewall whose function is to filter, forwarding and marking of the data packets that travel through the router. In order for each function of this firewall feature to run better and optimally, we need to add the appropriate rule or flow, namely by using chain. So for example, it's like there is an input is blocking packets that go to the router, and then output blocking packets sourced from the router, and forward blocking packets that pass through the router. And then firewall filter if and then concept. If packets that are filtered have the settings that will be set as needed, or we can tell it a package with what specification will be filtered, whether it's a web package, FTP or ICMP or DNS. This is what is called if. Then from the specific package above that we have determined, then what action will be given to the package that was set above. This is what is called then. And I will explain for a little bit in Winbox. So we can go to IP and then firewall, and in the filter rules we can click add, and there is a general, or it's called if. So it is a parameters that decided what the package will be do. It will be accept or block. So there is a chain, source address, S3 address, and then protocol. And then there is action, or it's called then. This is the action. What will the package do? It will be accepted or drop or block. And then there is firewall filter strategy. It is a strategy for firewall filter. So the strategy is like accept few, drop any, and drop few, accept any. So for example, is like for the accept few, drop any is VPC1 and VPC2 can access the internet, but the rest is cannot. And for drop few and accept any is like VPC3 and VPC4 cannot access the internet, but the rest is can access the internet. So it is a strategy for firewall filter. And then there is a case study, and I will practice how to configure the filter rules. So there is a case is only a few VPC can ping the router, but the rest is cannot. And then there is only a few VPC can ping the server, but the rest is cannot. And then there is only a few VPC cannot access the internet, but the rest is can. And then there is blog YouTube, and then Facebook and other HTTPS web from the client side. And in the first case, there is only a few VPC can ping the router, and the rest is cannot. And I will use the first strategy, which is accept few and drop any, because it is only a few VPC can ping the router, and the rest is not. So for example, I will choose VPC1 and VPC2 that is can ping to the router, but the rest is cannot. So we can go to our Winbox. So first we can click IP, and then firewall. In the filter rules, we can add some rules here. In the if or general, the chain is input because I want to ping to the router, and the source address is the IP of the VPC1 or VPC2. So in this case, I got the IP is 44.152, and we can type in here. And then the DST address is fill it blank, and the protocol is ICMP because I want to ping to the router, and the action is accept because I want the VPC1 can access the router, and you can click apply, and you can copy it and change the source address with the IP of the VPC2. In here is 251, and you can click apply. So I've done the accept view strategy, and then I must add the drop any strategy. To add to set it, we can add the in here. In the general, the chain is input because I want to ping to the router. The protocol is ICMP. In the source address is fill it blank, and the action is drop. So the rest of the IP is cannot ping to the router, and you can click apply. So the rules is like this, and you can try to ping to the router. So the IP of the router is 209.149, and I will try to ping to the router. So the VPC1 is can ping to the MikroTik, and we can try to the VPC2, and also VPC2 is can ping to the MikroTik router, and you can try in the VPC3. So you can see that VPC3 is cannot ping to the router. So in here the rules is successful. And in the case study 2, which is only a few VPC can ping the internet but the rest is cannot, I will use the accept view and drop any strategy. So let's go to the topology. So I want that only VPC3 and VPC4 can access the server. But first, before we configure the filter rules, we need to add the server in here. And right click and click not, and I will use the virtual PC, and you can change the name with server and the icon and the description too. You can change it with the server so you can see the difference, and you can click save, and then connect the server into the MikroTik and click save, and then you can turn it on, and you can see that the server is not have the IP yet. So to add the IP, we must add a new IP that connects into the Ethernet tree. So we can configure it in the inbox. We can go to IP and addresses and click add, and you can add a new IP that connects to the Ethernet tree, and don't forget the prefix, and the interface is Ethernet tree, and you can click apply. and OK. Then you can open your topology and open your server. To set the IP, you can type this IP and then the IP address that connects to the Ethernet tree. You can fill the socket with as you want, and don't forget the prefix, and don't forget to add the IP gateway, and you can click enter. Now the server have been set. You can see it with the show IP. It will look like this, and you can try to ping the server into the MikroTik, which is the IP of the MikroTik. I will try to ping to the MikroTik. Oh yeah, don't forget to turn it off. Sorry, you can go to IP, then firewall, and you can turn it off the rules in here. This is the rules that I've set in the last case, and now it should can you can see that is now successful. So now I will set the filter rules, which is the VPC3 and VPC4, that is only can ping to the server and the rest is not. So we can go to our inbox and you can open IP, then firewall, and you can add a new rules. So because I want that the VPC3 and 4 connects to the server, the chain is forward because it connects to the author of the MikroTik, and the source address you can fill it with the IP of the VPC3. And the DST address is the IP of the server. Because I want that the VPC3 connects to the server, so the source address is the IP of the VPC3 and the DST address is the IP of the server, and the protocol is ICMP because I want to ping to the server, and in the action is accept because I want VPC3 can access the server, and you can click apply, and you can copy it and change the IP with the IP of VPC4. Sorry, this is the IP 251, and you can click apply. So now I've been set the accept view strategy, and now I need to set the drop any strategy. You can click add, and then the general, the chain is forward, and the DST address is the IP of the server, and the protocol is ICMP, and the action is drop because I want that the rest of the IP is not can ping to the server, and you can click apply and OK. Now we can try to ping to the server. Let's try with the VPC3. Sorry, ping, and then IP of the server. As you can see that VPC3 can ping to the server, and you can try the VPC1 ping and then IP of the server. As you can see that the VPC1 cannot ping to the server, so VPC4 and VPC3 and VPC4 can ping to the server, but VPC1, 2 and 5 cannot ping to the server, so the rules is successful. And next, in the case 3, which is only a few PC cannot access the internet but the rest can. So the strategy is drop view and accept any. So let's go to the topology. So I want only VPC1 and I want VPC5 and VPC4 cannot access the internet, but the rest can. So let's go to the Winbox, and you can turn off the last rules, and you can click add, and in general you can the chain is forward, and the source address is the IP of VPC4 and 5. Here is 255 51, and the protocol is ICMP because I don't want the VPC4 and 5 cannot ping to the internet. And the out interface is Ethernet 1 because it's connect to the internet. And the action is drop because I don't want the VPC4 cannot access internet. You can click apply, and you can copy it and change the source address with the IP of virtual PC 5. Here is 150, and you can click apply. Then I've done the drop view strategy, so I need to set the accept any strategy. You can click add, and in the general or if the chain is forward and the source address is the IP network of the LAN server, so the IP is 162 and 844.0, and don't forget the prefix, and then the protocol is ICMP, and the out interface is Ethernet 1. The action is accept, and you can click apply. Okay. Now you can try to ping to the Google in the VPC4. As you can see, the VPC4 cannot access the internet. And I will try in the VPC5. And the VPC5 cannot also access the internet. Now we'll try in the VPC1. As you can see, the VPC1 can access the internet, so the rules in here is successful. In the case 4, I will practice how to block YouTube, Facebook, and other HTTPS web from the client side. So I will try to block YouTube, and let's go to the topology. So I will add a new VPC, but the VPC is GUI. So you can click node and then drop Docker, and I use the Ubuntu desktop. In the name you can change it with the anything you want, and the description too. In the icon, after that you can click the Ethernet 1 DHCP, and the primary console is RDP, and you can click save. And then you can connect the desktop to the switch. Then you can run the desktop. It will take a while, and you can open the desktop and you can click OK. So I will configure in the filter rules. So you can turn off the last filter rules, so you can click add, and then in the general the chain is forward, and the source address fill it blank because I want to block all the VPC to connect the YouTube. And the out interface is Ethernet 1, and the protocol is TCP because the YouTube is use HTTP, and the DHT port is 443 because HTTP is use the port 443. And in the advanced, and there is a TLS host, you can type stars youtube.com, don't forget the stars. So that means if in a browser there is a word called youtube.com, it will get blocked, and the action is dropped because I want to block the access to the YouTube. You can click apply and OK. Now you can open your topology in your desktop that GUI version. You can go to the Google Chrome or Firefox. Make sure that the virtual PC gets the IP, and you can check in system photo and make terminal. You can type if config Ethernet 1. So I got an IP in here, so you can connect to the internet, and you can type youtube.com, and you can click enter. It will take a while, so be patient. So as you can see, the youtube.com cannot be accessed because the word of youtube.com is got blocked. So the rules in here is successful. And next is firewall log. Log is a feature that is used to display some information or activities on the router. We can create or add any activity records as desired through the firewall filter using the action log. So you can go into your inbox. In the last rules, you can go to action and then log, and there is log prefix, so you can type anything you want. So I will type like someone open YouTube. So you can click apply. So it means when someone is opening a YouTube, it will write on the log like this: someone open YouTube. So you can try in the your topology, and you can click refresh. It will take a while. So as you can see, the website is cannot be reached, and you can open your inbox, and to see the log is go to log in here, and you can see there is a log like this: someone open YouTube in here. So that is the log feature. Next is network time protocol. So network time protocol is any setting on the microticket board are needed to be able to synchronize the time of device on a network, and also useful for implementing rules that use time parameters. Another term for NTP is SNTP. NTP operation mode, there is client mode, server mode, pair mode, and broadcast and unicast. So I will give some practice to add the network time protocol. So first, you can right click in here and add time, and you can see that time in here it is not synchronized with this time. So to configure it, you can go to the system, and then there is SMTP client, and you can click into enable, and the mode must be in unicast, and the primary NTP server, because I don't know the IP, I will define the IP with immersion pool. And you can copy it and paste it in here, but the 0 change it into 1, and you can click apply, and it will look like this. But you can see the time in here is not synchronized with this. So to set it, you can go to system and then clock, and then there is time zone name, we can set it into Asia/Jakarta, because I live in Indonesia, so the time zone is Asia and Jakarta, and you can click apply. So as you can see, the time in here is synchronized. So NTP is you can use for rules that use time parameter. So for example, it's like to block YouTube in work time. So for example, it's like I want to block YouTube when it is in the work time. So to configure it, we can go to IP and then firewall, and in the last rules we can click it, and in the extra there is time, and you can set the time with whatever you want. We will set it into 10 AM and until 3 AM, and you can click apply. So the work time is from 10 PM until 3 AM. So you can try open the YouTube in the Chrome. It will take a while. And you can type tube.com. So as you can see, we can access the YouTube because it's not in the work time, so the rules in here is successful. And next is firewall address list. So firewall address list is address lists are used to filter by IP group. One address list can be subnet, IP range, or IP specific. So here is address list for a firewall filter that we can use for the address list features, where we can utilize this implementation for firewall filters. Instead of making rules one by one, you can just group them with the address list. So I will configure the address list for firewall filter. So at first, before we configure the address list, we must to set the IP of the virtual PC into a static, because all the PC sometimes the IP will be changed and not always the same. So I will configure it in here. But before you configure it into the static, you must turn off the DHCP server. And I will configure the IP with this IP. So for virtual PC1 is 44.10/24 and etc. And I will configure it now. To configure it, you can type IP and then IP of the virtual PC one, wherever you want, but it must have the same network as the Ethernet. And you must add the IP gateway, which is in my case is this, and click enter. And you must add the IP DNS, and I will use the Google DNS. You can click enter, and you can see the IP with show IP. So the virtual PC1 now it has IP and gateway and the DNS, and I will configure it into the all of the PC. Now I've done the setting all of the IP for the all PC, and now I want that only VPC1 until VPC3 can access the MikroTik. So first you can go to IP and then firewall, and then you can click to address list. You can add, you can configure the name wherever you want, and the address is valid with the IP of virtual PC1, because one that virtual PC1 can access the MikroTik until the virtual PC3. After this, you can click apply, and then in the filter rules, I will turn on these 3 of the rules, and you can delete one of them and you can open it. After you open the firewall rule, you can in the source address you can fill it blank and go to the advanced. Here is source address list, and you can open it and choose the access MikroTik. and you can click apply and OK. In the drop strategy, you can go to general or if. In the source address, you can fill it with the IP of the network that in the Ethernet 2, like this. You can click apply. Okay. Now you can try to ping to the router from PC1 until PC5. And we'll see in here. In this case, the IP of my MikroTik is 209.152. I will try to ping it. As you can see that VPC1 can ping to the MikroTik, and I'll try the PC4. As you see that VPC4 cannot ping to the router, so that means the rules in here is successful. And next is address list for NAT firewall. We used the NAT firewall earlier in the Internet Gateway chapter when we wanted to connect the client network to the internet. NAT is used for public IP address availability. The principle of NAT is the same as a filter rule, working with the concept of if and then. But what if you want to make several PC able to internet, not just one PC? Then from that we can take advantage of the name address list in the NAT firewall action. There is two types that are commonly used, namely SRC-NAT and DST-NAT. So I will configure the address list for firewall NAT. So first, I want that only VPC1 until VPC4 can access the internet, but the VPC5 cannot access the internet. So first, I will make the address list in here, and the name is internet. You can type anything in the name, whatever you want, and the IP is the IP from VPC1 until VPC4. Oh yeah, if you want type until, you can just type minus, and you can click apply, and then you can go to the NAT, and there is an action, and you can open it. There is the NAT rule, and you can go to the advanced. There is source address list. You can choose the internet, and you can click apply, and now you can try to ping to the internet. So as you can see that VPC1 can ping to the internet. I'll try in the PC4, and as you see VPC4 can connect to the internet. And I'll try in PC5, and as you can see that VPC5 cannot access the internet, so the rule in here is successful. And then firewall NAT. NAT is network address translation. Is a method used to connect a collection of private client IP to the internet network using one IP address. NAT is used for the availability of public IP addresses. The NAT principle is the same as the filter rule, working with if and then. In MikroTik, there are two types of NAT. It is SRC-NAT and DST-NAT. SRC-NAT is used when a client inside the router wants to leave the router, or wants to connect to the internet, and the DST-NAT is used when the clients on the internet want to access the local network from the internet. In the source NAT, there is two types, which is Masquerade is used to connect the local networks to the internet using a dynamic public IP, and then the source NAT is used to connect local networks to the internet using static public IP. So the difference of these two is Masquerade is you can use if the ESP support DHCP server, so you can get the dynamic IP. But the source NAT is you can use if the ESP doesn't support DHCP server, so you get the IP by static. And the Masquerade is used a random IP, and the source NAT is more specific. So I will configure the firewall NAT SRG. So first I will add more IP in here. It is the same with the IP address 1, which is in here 152, but it is only 153, and you can copy in one more. You can click apply. So as you can see, I've set some IP in here. So for the SRG NAT, you can open it in the action. So for the Masquerade is choose a random IP. So for example, it's like for the Masquerade is choose from 3 IP from here is it will choose the random one. But for the SRG is more specific. So if I fill it with this IP, if I fill it with this IP and click apply, so the public IP that we will use to connect to the internet is this IP, not this and not this. So the SRG NAT is only this public IP that is used to connect to the internet. So we can try to ping to the internet. So you can see it is still the same. That means whatever you choose in the action, which is SRG NAT or Masquerade, it is the same. So that is for the SRG NAT. And next is DST NAT, used when the clients on the internet wants to access the local network from the internet. So DST NAT is used when accessing the local network via the internet. Port forwarding throws traffic outside the router. So the redirect is used when deflecting traffic to the router itself. Example like hotspot, web proxy, DNS server, router, etc. Now I will practice the DST NAT. So first, go to the topology and you must add a new server. And I will use the Apache server. You can download the Apache server in the Pinatype. You can go to Docker.io, and the image you can use the Apache. And the name is you can configure whatever you want. I will choose server 2. You can copy it. In the description you can change it to in the Ethernet one. You can fill it with an IP that is in the same network as the Ethernet 2. And don't forget the prefix. And the default route is you can fill it with the IP gateway of the Ethernet 2. And the DNS, I will fill it with the IP DNS of Google. And the primary console is Telnet, and the secondary is SSH. And the Docker option is privilege, and you can click save. After that, you can connect your server into the into the switch. It will take a while, and you can turn it on the server. And you must make sure that the server can connect to the internet. So as you see that the server 2 can ping to the internet, and it is connected to the internet. And you can setting the NAT rule. Now you can go to IP and then firewall and then NAT. You can click add, and the chain is DSD NAT, and the DSD address is the IP that connects to the internet, which is Ethernet 1. And the protocol is TCP, because usually the user from internet is usually use HTTPS or HTTP, but usually because it first they use HTTP, so the DSD port is 8181. And in the action is DSD NAT, and to the addresses, fill it with the IP address of the server. And two ports is fill it with 80, because HTTP is use port 80, and you can click apply. Now you can try to ping in the Chrome or Firefox, and then you can type the IP that connects to the internet, and type the port of DSD port. The DSD port is in here. This is the DSD port, and this is the DSD address. And then we can open it, and you can click enter. So the web server is running, so that means the NAT rule is successful. And next I will configure the redirect action. So redirect is used when deflecting traffic to the router itself. Example like hotspot, web proxy, DNS server, router, etc. But before I configure the redirect action, I will configure the DNS server. So the DNS server is translate IP to domain or otherwise. Can be done if we have a collection of servers in our local network and want to be accessed by our local network using the domain. So it's local, not resolved to the internet. So to configure the DNS server, you can open the inbox, and then you can go to IP, and then there is DNS, and you can click this allow remote request, and then you can click apply, and you can go to static, and you can add a new domain. So in here I will configure the first server, which is in here, the IP of the server 1, and I will translate the IP into the domain. So I will use domain server 1 dot my domain dot com, and in the server 2, this is the IP of the server 2. I will set the domain is server2 dot my domain dot com, and we can set it in here. So for the first server is server1 dot my domain dot com, and the address is the IP address of the server 1, which is this. and then you can click apply. And next I will configure the second server. So the server 2 is the domain is server2.mydomain.com, and the address is the server is the IP address of the server 2, which is this. And you can click apply. So after you configure the DNS server, so your MikroTik is now has been the MikroTik DNS server. So you can try to ping to the server, but first, before you ping to the server, the DNS in here must be connected to the Ethernet to network. So I will set the DNS to the IP gateway of Ethernet 2. After you configure the IP DNS, you can see in here with show IP, and as you can see the DNS server is now same like the gateway, and now you can try to ping to the server with the domain server1.mydomain.com, and as you can see now the VPC2 can ping to the server 1, and you can also try to ping to the server 2. As you can see, it's successful. And next I will configure the redirect action. So you can open your topology. If you try to ping to the server but the DNS server is not been set to the IP gateway of the Ethernet 2, you will cannot access the server. So to configure it, you can go to your Winbox and you can add a new NAT rules. So the chain is DSD NAT, and in the DSD address you can fill it with the IP of the NS before in the PPC3, and the protocol is UDP because the DNS is using UDP, and the port is 53. And in the action you can select the redirect and you can click apply, and now you can try to ping to the server, and as you can see it is successful. So VPC3 can ping to the server 1. But what if there's any case that the DNS server is not same like the VPC3 or VPC2? So to configure it, you can open the NAT rule, and in the DSC address you can close it and you can click apply. And now you can try to ping to the DNS into the server. So as you can see, the server the VPC4 can ping to the server 1. So the rules is successful. So that is my presentation. Sorry if there are any mistake or misunderstanding. See you next time, guys. Bye bye.